Hello and welcome everybody. We are back. Rook, you got us a recap?
Last week, our magnificent bastards were each pursuing their own goals until the attempt on their lives came back to haunt them. Vanessa was researching Carnunos and had a disturbing memory of an entity attempting to break through a mirror. Rick was hunting Jasper, the one responsible for the attempt on their lives, and discovered that Jasper was overheard talking about committing arson at Nathan's house, placing a car bomb at Nora's house, and reporting Rick for illegal weapon possession. Cecil went to keep watch over Nora's house to prevent any harm from coming to her, her mother, and Elizabeth, the teenager the cell had rescued from the vengeful Strigoi. Nathan set his PMC allies around his house to prevent the arson and protect his daughter. Victor attempted to put together a dinner event for Lieutenant Oliver Cullen to be possessed by Quinn, but an unknown phone called him, and it was Jasper, and he had someone named Claire, important to Victor, captive. Jasper hinted that an entity bound to the structure was going to have fun with her. Victor managed to convince Lieutenant Cullen to come help us rescue Claire and hunt Jasper. But the cell piled into Rick's helicopter while Cullen's team left in a car, so naturally the cell arrived before MI5. They found a ritual area on Canvey Island, east of London, and Jasper's hideout nearby in a warehouse. Stepping into the warehouse, the team found that the floor is covered in pale white and blue slugs the size of a person's forearm, much to Nora's dismay. There is a conch shell in each of the office rooms in the warehouse that look like they're made out of the same thing the slugs are made of. Vanessa ripped one open with her hands, like Vanessa does, and found pale white and blue tentacles writhing on the inside. Nora saw a figure in dark brown robes approach from behind them, who then lifted up a hand to spray her with the white and blue fleshy burst of liquid right in her face.
Tentacles, don't forget the tentacles.
Yes.
Did we mention the squishy slugs?
Yummy. And the tentacles.
On Nora's face.
Like walking on a floor full of popcorn.
Soggy popcorn.
Soggy, rotten popcorn.
Too much butter.
God, guys, this is too much. We started early this session, huh?
Anyway,
It's like, how can we engage Nora more? I don't know, let's throw slugs at her. Lots and lots of slugs.
That's exactly how it happened.
so,
Love it.
for those of you who are in the rafters, which I believe is Cecil and Rick.
Well, we're like the catwalks,
Yes,
like up by
the
the upper
catwalks.
offices and stuff. Yeah.
Rafters, catwalks, they're the same thing.
Just want to make sure we knew Rick wasn't trying to like parkour across rafters in the ceiling. Like that's not a thing. That's how Rick falls.
We're going to pick up with you two first, ignoring that whole other situation that's going on.
Oh
I don't know
my.
what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, as you guys continue along the catwalks, you guys were attempting to make your way towards the office area, right?
Yeah, ish. I mean, I think we were just generally looking for captive and or Jasper, someone to save, or a human being I could put a bullet in.
Well, this little escapade comes with a small snag, if you will. While the catwalks lead, our crisscross network over the main warehouse area, when it gets to the offices, you quickly find out that the catwalks are above I guess the term would be subroofing. So the actual roof of the place is still up above you, but the this roofs of the ceiling of the offices is actually below the catwalks.
Okay.
And so these are enclosed ceilings. Like
Yes.
we can't see into them.
Yeah.
However, are these like...
They're probably that styrofoam, that you see in most office buildings.
Yeah, like that's what I was fixing to ask.
Like those cubicles.
I can't remember that.
So does that mean that is the whole office area roofed over with this stuff, or are the hallways open and the office is roofed?
So I'm not exact. From what you see, you just see I'm just going to call them styrofoam because I don't know exactly what they're made of. You see the back of these styrofoam things. You obviously see if there's like a light fixture, you see the wires going up through. You see how everything's connected, but you can't actually see down below because your vision is obscured.
So there's a solid roof covering even the hallways between the offices.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right. My headcanon had us on like catwalks running alongside the outside of the offices. We're above them. Okay.
Yes. With that being said, this does let you know that probably these offices were added later on. They weren't originally part of the design.
So, I guess then one thing is we're wanting to go kind of slow because I remember you talking about like the weight of like the slugs and the amount of I'm watching Milt's face. The amount of like the juicy liquids and waters that comes with them. Every gallon's like 8 pounds, right? So, but every slug we squish through is less weight. So, but I imagine we're going slow so that we don't like rock the boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since we're going slow, what do you think, Cecil? Are we kind of like ear to the ground looking to see if we can hear something through these ceiling tiles?
So
trying to...
My thought initially was, having been in a few warehouses myself, often the offices are not roofed over. And so we would be able to have a bird's eye view over the top of all of the warehouse offices. But if there's nothing above us and there's nothing on the catwalks and we can't see down into the offices, being on the catwalks isn't really advantageous. So once we got up there and we could see that the place is roofed over, Cecil would want to get down. And
well, counterpoint, those ceiling tiles are very easy to remove. They're very lightweight. They don't really block sound, and they keep anybody from who's watching doors and windows from knowing that we're directly next to them.
True.
So if we can hear somebody through the ceiling tiles, we've pinned down a location, and we can kind of lift a ceiling tile and literally get the drop on them.
Do another Cecil death from above, like you did on Gwyn.
Yeah. And I'll stay somewhere safe and shoot from a distance.
I like this thinking.
Fair enough. So now we just need to hear something other than the wet, squelching sounds of slugs.
Yeah. But if
You
we're going
will
nice and slow,
pretty soon.
like the shriek of Honora. So I'm thinking if we're going nice and slow, kind of listening through the ceiling tiles and seeing if we can pin down somebody inside of a room to get the drop.
All right, give me a perception check, both of you. Yes, trained observer.
That is what, wits and composure?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, that's a roll I have dice in.
It's a roll everybody should have dice in.
Three successes.
All right. Now, you're going to hear a couple of different things. Gonna hear what sounds like slugs being squished underfoot.
As you do.
You're gonna hear footsteps, but not the squishing of slugs, actual footsteps.
Which means it's inside an office somewhere where the slugs aren't.
You do hear, it does sound like it's probably in one of the back offices. It's pretty much as far away as you can get from the warehouse. You do hear something that sounds like whimpering. But
Okay.
it is kind of echoey. It isn't great to hear, but
Cecil's going to focus on that, and by moving, try to narrow down where it's coming from. But he's also going to be moving quietly now to try to cut out the own noise that he's making so he can hear it better.
So, are you gonna want to roll it? I feel like this would still be a stealth check, technically.
Technically, trying to move quietly, yeah.
Yeah, so give me stealth.
These footsteps.
Oh.
Squish, squish, squish.
Yeah, and
Dramatic failure?
and Grog would be upset with me if I didn't make a stealth check into a dramatic failure.
Yes.
I mean,
So I may have an angle on that because Rick's priority is not the whimpering. Rick's priority is the footsteps. I mean, he's here for Jasper. He'd like to save the civilian if possible, but taking Jasper out so that he can't kill handfuls, if not dozens of others after today is a bigger priority. So when Cecil goes to split, I think Rick focuses on the footsteps, and I don't know, something about that that dissonance in objective maybe feeds into that.
Actually, no. I had a different thing in mind.
Hit him with it, but not me.
So, as you begin to make your way towards the whimpering sound, Cecil, your foot brushes up against a rather large. While most of these are the size of your forearm, this one's probably the size of your femur. You don't step on it though. It's one of those things you notice how big it is and you kind of push it to the side with your foot. It, however, seems to be made of soap. And it slides and goes through the lovely ceiling tile.
the great
Nora, there's soap slugs, Nora.
They're clean.
We're here for you.
And of course, even if it is just styrofoam, those make some noise when you fall through them. And this slug goes through it.
Well, announced our presence.
Nathan, Victor. You guys had just witnessed your first little bit of a conch shell, as it were, and Victor was regaling you with a little bit of the tale of last time, if I'm not mistaken. You guys want to roll me a perception check as well?
Sure.
Right on.
Let's get that. Oh, one success.
Also one success.
All right. You do become aware of a sound of something that sounds like it's crashing through a ceiling. You have no idea what it is.
There's something else here making noise.
Well,
Is it the creature? Does the creature make noise?
in the same sort of hushed tone, perhaps a bit annoyed. Yes, it could make noise. It could also be the other two groups. Let's just focus on clearing this area first.
All right. So we'll head toward the noise then. That seems like the obvious answer, unless you want to look for like more eggs. I guess these are. You said.
I suppose you could. I suppose you could call them that. Question. At this point, we've been looking around like the open area of the warehouse. Are we like fairly sure at this point that we've more or less examined most of the space here? Like what stage are we at of actually like clearing this room?
Yeah.
So
Like, is there still a lot to search, or are we kind of like running out of possible hiding spots?
unless you're gonna directly stick your head in some of these machines, which seem like, obviously this area has a lot to do with boats, so take these machines for what they might be. Unless you're gonna stick your head directly inside of them, you're reasonably sure. And realistically, if you guys are gonna stick your head inside of a machine, if there is somebody in there, yeah, it would be one of those things that, honestly, if he is hiding in the machine, you're gonna probably lose your head. So, probably not the best idea to do to begin with, even if he is hiding in there.
Right.
Sure. I think in that case, if we're fairly certain we've done a reasonable job of sweeping the room, I think Victor would agree with that suggestion of investigating the noise. I think at this point it's probably a little more important than cracking open every possible nook and cranny back here and being like, could that fit a person? Maybe. We'll move on to something more interesting.
Yeah. So Nathan is gonna swivel his gun in the direction of the noise, start heading that way. He's gonna keep his eyes back and forth on wherever the nearest wall is, just in case if this thing is going through walls, he doesn't want one to pop up right next to him.
All right.
Victor will not be far behind you.
As you make your way into the office type areas, you are approaching at probably the furthest point from where Vanessa and Nora entered, just to obviously be effective. The hallways are very much the same as I had described for them, though. So, just office rooms on each side. Each office room seems to have one of these conch shell things in them. However, you very quickly see a hole in the ceiling, in one of the ceiling tiles, and a very large femur-sized slug squirming very haphazardly underneath that particular hole.
I didn't do it.
That was. Oh, it's a big boy.
Yes, they've gotten a bit fat, I suppose you could say. But let's keep moving on. We can deal with the eggs, the slugs later.
Priorities. We got somebody important here to save, right? So let's go.
So,
Let's try and get her out of here before we burn this place to the ground.
Yes, priorities.
so who's moving past the slug first?
Oh,
That's not a great question.
Nathan was in front, so.
All right, so I'm gonna do 2 rolls
Ah!
for essentially the exact same thing.
Exact same thing. Do I get a perception to notice whatever? I have danger sense.
What does danger sense do exactly?
It gives me something for surprise attacks. Let me double check.
You know, for a moment there, I thought you were making a D&D joke.
I thought he was talking about that. What is it, Kenny Lawson song?
Alright, so I get a +2 modifier on reflexive wits and composure rolls for your character to detect an impending ambush.
It's one of
Danger
those.
zone.
It's one of those things. It's like it technically should apply, but there's no way for it mechanically to apply because there's no roll here to notice it. Because you've already noticed it.
Oh. Okay.
It's not really a surprise then.
Gotcha.
Well, it is a surprise when this thing rears up and opens what appears to be a mouth. And several bluish white tentacles launch from its exposed opening of a mouth. Those were a weird set of words that I just stated. So,
I poked the dragon, and you gotta deal with it.
that is going to be 4 points of lethal damage for both Nathan and Nora as you guys get a hit by essentially the same exact thing.
Victor?
Wait, how many?
Nathan and Victor?
No.
4?
4 lethal damage.
Oh, you're saying this is happening at the same time as that previous
Oh, okay.
Yes.
blast. Okay,
I didn't realize we had a scene cut. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
I was just getting into
now
that.
caught up to the last cliffhanger. Okay.
okay, I have never recorded damage before. So lethal damage is the little X, right?
Yes.
Yes. 2 clicks.
Yeah.
2 clicks.
And it's going to be 4 boxes.
So,
Constitution saving throw to see if I vomit.
that would
Well,
be,
that's
if you want to, that is stamina.
Oh yeah, you're a little bit tipsy, aren't you? Like you drank some stuff before you came in here, didn't you?
I hopefully didn't drink slug juice. I feel like I would have wanted to scream, but I went, ah!
Try heave.
Vanessa, you were in front.
I was in the front, Nora was in the back. We
I-
got snuck up behind.
You hear a concerning noise from behind you, and by the time you've turned around, Nora is somewhat covered in slime.
Oh, it's like the Nickelodeon like Kids Awards. Ugh.
I've
And
always hated that show. I don't know why they insist on sliming people. That is like the grossest thing you can do. Sorry, right?
you also notice that Nora seems to also have what appear to be instantaneous bruising across her face.
Okay.
I said not the flame.
Do I see the horrible monster that did this to my best friend?
No. And Nora, in that split second that you got hit and probably clenched your face a little bit, it vanished.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, what the? How'd this happen? As I'm like like taking like I take a big chunk of slime like out of your hair or something, and I throw it down on the ground. I'm like, how'd you get this all over you?
There was a guy in a cloak with tentacle fingers. And I know that sounds fun, like, in general.
I want to meet this guy now.
Concern.
Well, as soon as
beat the
Nathan
crap
gets
out
it,
of
he's
him.
gonna take a shot at that big slug. Let me roll.
Yeah, I like look around, like see if anything has like changed or if there's like any sign of this like supposed slug man.
Roll me a perception.
All right, I got this. I can
Can I
do it.
also look?
Yeah.
1 success.
Nathan. Damn.
I killed that slug.
Wait.
Perception is wits and composure, right?
Yep.
I'm learning, you guys.
And don't forget your trained observer bonus.
And I have, whatchamacallit?
Trained observer.
Trained observer. Does it will help?
Yep, it's 8 again, correct, Cecil?
If you have the 3-point version of the merit, it gives you 8 again on the roll, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the 3 dice. The 3 modifier.
3 modifier 4.
For the... Oh, it's just... So is it just the 8 again? I don't get 3 more dice because I have 3 points.
No,
Right.
Right.
And then
it's
Yeah,
just,
just modifies the dice roll. Yeah.
Oh
Ah.
no!
0 successes. Well, I mean, I am in shock and covered in slime. That makes sense, actually. I'm crying now.
Vanessa. You don't see anything. You do hear something kind of off in the distance, followed by what sounds like a large caliber gun going off.
I get running towards the sound of the gunfire.
Something to punch.
Clank, 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 squish, squish, squish.
Clink, clink.
Also, Cecil and Rick, not too long after that slug breaches the ceiling, you hear the same large caliber gun.
It's a quick burst. Brah.
But no bullets came through the ceiling?
No.
Like, I imagine Rick just, like, freezes, points his pistol at, like, the general direction of the sound, and, like, takes, like, 3 beats. Like, I know a slug just dropped through it, and then I heard a tat-tat-tat. And so, like, if nothing came through the ceiling, and that was it,
It wasn't enough.
then... Yeah. So I think just take a beat. Kind of look at Cecil. Kind of, I'll take like my foot and like prod the ceiling tile so it falls.
Nathan, are you directly under the ceiling tile?
Not directly under. I assume he was like at the entrance. I guess it was a hallway. So he, after he got hit, he just kind of pointed and shot at it.
Well, the ceiling tile comes toppling down in front of you, and probably in front of Victor too, unless Victor's directly behind you, and then I don't think he would be as soon as he sees that rifle come around.
Fair.
Well, the gun's pointing up now.
We're gonna
And
just
it's-
do like a little whistle, like a woohoo, like a little bird call.
Yeah.
Probably something him and Nathan have worked out before, like a little warbler or something.
I don't think my mic will pick up a whistle. Let me see.
I'm not gonna try because either it won't, it will, or it'll really pick it up, and I don't want the third one.
Yeah. So Nathan will do the same callback.
Yeah, I'll be like, we're good.
Okay.
So So I just once he calls back, I'll be like, nothing down there yet.
There's a dead slug.
Yeah, that was Cecil's fault.
Thanks for that, Cecil.
You're welcome.
Also, if you guys are looking down and able to see Nathan, you would see Nathan also covered in a copious amount of slime and instantaneous bruising as well.
You're welcome.
He's trying to like shake some of it off.
That's not great.
Stuff's nasty. Oh, the smell.
We heard some whimpering back that way. We're gonna take the more direct route. Hammer and anvil.
Sounds good.
Speaking of an
Your eye
anvil,
Mhm.
it sounds like somebody's hammering iron, booking it towards you.
Smash, 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 smash.
Who needs a stealth
Frickin'
roll?
Vanessa. Goodness.
Within the next 30 seconds, Vanessa comes booking down the corridor in the...
Where is it? Where's...
It's in a bunch of little pieces. You're a bit late.
Hmm.
Some kind of super giant slug.
Oh,
from
you
the
got
sky.
slimed too. Yeah, Nora got slimed just then. Didn't get a good look at what did it.
Another big slug.
I don't know. Slug man.
Slug man.
I didn't see it.
I feel like I didn't hold on to Vanessa, and I'm just kind of like tiptoeing in her footsteps, coming in.
Your vision a bit blurred. The slime kind of getting in your eyes.
There was a dude in a robe, and he had slime hands. It was gross.
Nora, did you take some of Vanessa's drugs?
How dare you?
Victor,
I mean,
you know this.
Nora's too cool for that.
Victor, you know this hooded guy?
That's a good question. Is this the same incarnation as I encountered it last time, or is it different?
From what you understand, it's able to mimic a human form, but it's certainly not human by any stretch. Robes would make sense, as robes tend to, have a lot of volume to them.
It's possible, but we really need to keep moving here. How much left do we have to search?
Not much, but there was some whimpering back this way. Hell, at this point, it could be a tape recorder. I feel like Jasper's probably not here, but let's clear that and then get out.
Yes, I agree. Let's get out of here.
Vanessa, you're in front.
What? We're not going up after this thing? It's a slime Nora.
Point the direction
you
to
as
it,
well.
Vanessa.
Think first, fight later.
You have to know where it's at to go after it.
Guess no fun. Yeah. Where are we going?
Nathan's gonna point to same direction that Rick pointed. I suppose down the hallway.
All right, I'll trundle along over to where Nathan's pointing to.
Rick will head that way on the ceiling and kind of find the noise and kind of perch above it and wait to hear the sounds of a breach before kicking in ceiling tile.
All right. So,
With the hopes that a breach sound distracts whatever hostile may be in the room, so that Rick can go through a ceiling tile and be behind it, hopefully.
all right. Cecil, you following suit with that?
He's still going. I mean, he's gonna try to isolate where the sound of the whimpering is, if he can find it, and That's his main goal here, is to get them out.
Doesn't take you long to do it. Both of you get into position, and realistically, this next segment happens pretty quickly. Vanessa, since you are the one that, what was the word you used? Trundled ahead?
Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not quiet.
You would be the first one to the room.
Mm-hmm.
You do see a girl bound and gagged in that room.
Oh.
However, you do see a copious amount of slugs. And
Okay.
who marching order is essentially here to bring up
Me first.
to bring up an old D&D term.
Since the men seem to be content on not being first.
Hank in front.
Ruth.
I suppose.
If I'm the fighter, who's the wizard? I need a cleric.
I'm the artificer. I don't know if we have a wizard.
I think actually that might be Victor. He probably might be the closest.
Victor may be the wizard. I pictured Victor more as a warlock.
Tomato, tomato.
Probably the ranger. Oh, well, yeah. Ranger.
I imagine Victor's probably going to take up the rear here, mostly knowing that I can't exactly charge in with my current equipment and not immediately put myself in the line of fire.
All right. So, assuming that Cecil and Rick are above, Vanessa's at the door. Nathan and Nora, where exactly are you placed around this door, so to speak?
How big of an area is it before the door? Is it just hallway door, or is it like, are there walls on either side of the door I can, like, lean over?
This isn't like at the end of a hallway, so there's more hallway beyond. So in other,
Okay, so I
in
can
other words,
be
it's
on one side of the door.
Yeah.
So it's a side door, not an end door.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm low to the ground, peeking in with my camera.
How low to the ground with all of the slugs there?
Not too low to the ground. Like.
How low
waist
do you
high.
go? Is it all the way to the
Not
floor?
that low. How low can you go?
I'm gonna roll something here.
Oh no!
Nope.
Roll for slugs.
You know what? I don't care what the roll
roll
says.
for
I'm gonna do
slugs.
it.
Ah, he's not honoring the roll.
Nora. One slug in particular. It seems maybe a little bit lighter blue than the rest. It is, for lack of a better term, and for imagery here to work, you know how cats rub their whiskers on your legs?
No! I know. I know where this is going.
It likes you.
That's what the slug is doing. So,
I shake my leg to kind of kick it away. Roll to land it on Nathan.
you're actually putting that much of a boot into it?
Yes. If I feels anything, I'd be like, ah! Just kind of like spaz out.
Nora, give me a strength roll here, because this actually does kind of matter.
God. Strength? Just a straight up strength?
Yeah, in this case.
I only have like one dice.
Better roll a 10. That's not a 10.
So,
That's no. It's not.
the reason why this matters is because the next set of events. This thing is going to take issue with the attempt to remove it. And
Don't be mean to the slugs, Nora.
Oh! Oh no!
No, what did you do?
That's a
No!
smart sluggy boy.
as you attempt to kick it away, it repeats the same thing that the man did. It raises up, it opens its mouth, and that's 5 lethal damage.
I'm dead. Goodbye, everyone.
That's not death.
No!
That's
You're
actually
not dead.
She is full lethal and into ag now. It's got to be.
I am full lethal and 2 extras
2
that I
ag.
didn't have.
Yeah, that's 2 aggravated.
So they become asterisks on like the leftmost boxes.
Oh, so the 2 become asterisks?
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't die until all of your boxes are filled with those.
So close.
Everybody is going to hear a scream
And loud, disgusting crying also.
as
Oh,
Mel falls. Or Nora falls, I should say. That, however, is going to create a lovely, lovely distraction for my next trick.
It is bad when Wyverian is this happy.
Pulling a slug out of this hat.
Everybody not in the raft or on the catwalks. Make me a perception check at a -3.
-3.
With the exception of obviously Nora here, who is now unconscious.
Shouldn't she make a stamina roll to see if she
True.
stays up?
Go ahead and make a stamina roll. You're gonna have to add extra dice because it's gonna remove 3 dice. So add 3 dice into the roll
not with. Oh, yeah,
because of the wound penalty.
yeah. I'll give you a
0.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't even roll anything. Hold on, we need to make that chance.
Oh yeah, you're really still injured too.
Yeah, I don't notice.
That is Victor.
Sneaky boy.
Victor does notice.
Victor?
Yes. He only notices though because he feels the barrel against the back of his neck.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
It's also at this time that a brown-robed figure comes around the opposite end of the hallway and turns to look down. Jasper's voice.
I'm gonna not let any of this play out. I'm gonna go grab Nora and run the hell out of here. I don't care what's happening. My best friend's down.
You're running away from the medic. Not a truer player moment has ever been had.
It's medical evac.
Yeah. Yeah, like as soon as like Vanessa like hears like Nora scream again, get slimed again, and she's down, like Vanessa's like, oh no, panic mode. Like she doesn't care if her own life's in danger, but as soon as like Nora's like down, it's like, ah! She's scared for like the first time in here that her friends like might be hurt.
Okay. Well, since you're saying that, give me a resolve composure check actually.
Okie dokie. 6 dice. 1 success.
All right. You have a pretty clear recollection of where you need to go. However, the shortest way out is as you turn, you see the brown robed figure.
I don't care. I'll shoulder check her with my arm, with her in my arms.
Cecil and Rick, at this point, you've heard the scream, and you hear a massive amount of clanking down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
At high speeds.
Just Vanessa's feet, though?
At this moment, yes. To be fair, Vanessa makes a considerable amount of noise while booking it.
Can I like lay down and like kind of like inch up one of the tiles to get line of sight and see if I can see what's going on?
Are you okay? So the question here is are you looking inside the room, or are you pulling up a different tile?
Did they breach the room?
You don't know that.
Yep.
I wouldn't have heard the door get like kicked in.
If there was a door, I would kick it in, but
Yeah, there wasn't a door.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't.
So if I hear the scream and I don't hear anything in the room that I'm like basically above, then I'll kind of ease over and look in the direction I heard. Look, see if I can get eyes on what the scream was.
You can. I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna require a roll here. You see Vanessa with Nora in her arms and is just booking it.
Okay.
Fireman carry, I love it. This is
I
the
don't
nicest
see.
thing anyone's ever done.
What about Victor and Nathan? So if I see him getting her out, she got slimed again, and then I'll look the other direction down the hallway. Do I see the rest of them?
Okay, the way I have this in my headspace is the tile that you're inching up, you would be able to see Vanessa running away with Nora, which means you might be able to see Nathan, because I would assume Nathan would be on that side of the door.
Probably.
Okay.
Because that is the side of the door furthest away from where Victor is. And since Victor was in the back, that makes the most sense.
Okay.
So, for you to be able to see in the other direction, you would have to stick your head down and, actually look, exposing your head from the ceiling tile. Because that would be the ceiling tile
Looking in this
behind. Yeah, so you're looking at this one, you see Vanessa running, they're actually here. So you would actually have to curve your head and look back, essentially.
Couldn't just let it down and lift this one up and look that way.
Like
Rick's just trying to get eyes on like the group. Like I've spotted these two. I see Nathan. Where's like just trying to get eyes on the group.
Okay. So as soon as you turn around, before you turn around, I need Victor to describe what exactly he does when he feels the barrel of a gun at the nape of his neck.
Yeah. I think in this case, Victor is
Also, you would be very well aware of the hooded figure coming down at the other end of the hall as well.
I was expecting a good evening, Jasper.
a rock and a hard place. No, something akin to that. He's seeing that who's ever behind him, presumably Jasper, has made a rather silly mistake of getting so very close. It does afford Victor some small window of opportunity. And I think Victor is going to try and use what precious seconds he has to attempt a diversion, shall we say, and hopefully buy myself enough time to whirl around and hopefully deal with this threat. But I don't know necessarily how you want to do this. Maybe subterfuge, but something along that lines of basically trying to get Jasper, assuming it is Jasper, to get him talking, as these villains love to do, and buy a few seconds to try and do something. Yes, I think in regard to that, Victor will kind of just remain where he is, and without sort of moving around, kind of do the standard freeze in place, and simply as seeing Vanessa making a break for it with Nora, Victor just kind of incredulously be like, "This is your plan?"
Go ahead and give me a roll. I actually already have a roll set up to resist.
Sure. Do you want me to do subterfuge, or do you think something's more appropriate?
No, subterfuge I think here works.
Alright, I'll do manipulation and subterfuge. And I'll spend a willpower point on this, because why not?
Forcing yourself to be suave.
I don't care for underhanded tricks, but there's a certain necessity at times. Ooh, 4 successes.
Dang.
The tables have turned.
Get wrecked, Jasper.
I told you I would have your head on a platter. And that is Jasper's voice.
Yes.
And
Though,
Rick.
Now that I've got... Oh, go ahead.
yeah, sorry. Rick, that entire scene you saw.
Got it.
Go ahead, Victor.
Really? Honestly? Do you even think any of these things through? Does anything get through that syphilis-riddled brain of yours? Or has the years of alcohol abuse rendered you into some... Well, pardon my French, but... moron? Do you even think you have the slightest advantage here? Do you think we came here unprepared? You really are an idiot.
No words this time, but you do hear the clicking of a hammer.
I don't know if there's an aiming mechanic
There
where,
is.
like, if you... Okay, so I imagine I've been still watching this long enough to have advantage of an aiming mechanic.
One die per
While,
turn.
while
spending.
Victor's buying this time.
Yeah, it's 1 die per turn.
Okay.
Up to a maximum of 3, I think.
Okay.
Right?
So through this conversation, as he's kind of bantering with Jasper, how much time do I get to spend with that?
Turn is 3 seconds, right? Give or
Ish.
take.
Yeah,
Nine or
turn
10.
is 3 seconds. Yeah, roughly.
So if you want 9 or 10 seconds, would be your 3 die bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. Should Jasper mechanically counts as a monster, I believe, right? You said that last time. And that matters for me because I have a thing where I can't do stuff with willpower if it involves a monster.
Have we seen him do anything supernatural though?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Like as far as we know, like he's just a human, but a human that's really like
stupid.
people. It's really stupid.
A little unhinged.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vasco classifies him as a monster, I think, was what you're getting at here. But their terminology for monster is a little bit, I'm not going to say skewed, because that would kind of
It
indicate
doesn't
that-
always
A matter of
reflect
perspective.
the
Yes.
book's rules. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a matter of perspective for them.
Okay. So I would be able to use willpower and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. Last question. Which called shot does the most amount of damage?
Cold shots don't actually increase your damage.
I thought like heart shot did like plus damage or something.
No,
They mostly negate defenses. Like
They can have additional effects.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could like disable an arm or a leg.
inflicting
if you-
the arm rack
if you-
or leg rack tilt. Yeah.
If you go for the head and you do enough damage, you can stun the target.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
Okay.
assumed by default you're trying to like damage them as much as you can when you do a regular shot.
Okay.
Like, you're just basically trading out damage for effect or targeting. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So since he cocked a hammer, I'm now picturing like a revolver in my head. So one thing I think as a veteran Rick would notice was that hammer isn't cocked to start with. And as soon as I see like the thumb starting to move as he's buying that time, when the thumb starts moving to the hammer, I think Rick takes a shot.
All right, give me that roll. Are you still going for the head here?
I don't.
You could hit his the arm that's holding.
I'm
the
thinking
gun.
the arm that's holding the gun, because I don't think mechanically I don't think I can do enough damage to kill a guy in one shot when he's not like completely defenseless and unaware, like a coup de grace style thing. So I think what I would be doing is trying to take out the arm so that he drops the pistol.
Okay, give me that shot.
So what's the negative on that called shot?
Yes, 2.
Okay, and I have +3 from aiming. So
And
that will
willpower.
be. Yep, so that will be dexterity, firearms. Willpower is 3, aiming is 3, so that's 6 minus 2 for the called shot is 4. Plus 1, 2, 6. So plus 6 die, and then asset makes it 9 again. Wait, hold on. I need to hit that 9 again.
Nice.
6 successes.
And then
What's the base damage on your gun?
1 or 2.
I'm showing 2.
So it's a heavy pistol. So that's a total of 8 lethal damage.
It's a light pistol, but he uses like specialty
upgraded.
high grain ammo and stuff. Yeah, and I've got a bunch of upgrades on it.
And the other nice thing, since you went for the arm, if he is wearing like any Kevlar
Yeah.
on his person, he's not Kevlaring his. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I get 1 more die. I don't know how to roll just 1 die.
Simple roll.
Simple roll.
Oh, okay. Simple roll. That was an 8. No, that was a 2. Okay, yeah. So yeah, 6 successes.
8 damage.
Yeah.
And then that is...
if-
Target to the arm, right?
Yeah, if damage exceeds victim stamina, it inflicts the arm rack tilt.
Yeah, and exceeds his stamina? Yeah, it does. It also exceeds his total health boxes. So I mean,
Don't get to make a stamina roll to stay conscious.
I imagine, like, rather than the wrist, because that's so close to his head, I imagine Rick was going for like an elbow shot.
It's like the whole hunk of the arm.
Yeah,
flies
I mean,
off.
he's using like specialty ammo on a very well upgraded pistol. Like this is his trademark weapon essentially, I mean it's hollow point, all that nice stuff. So there's going to be some shrapnel effect when it hits that elbow and hits those bones and all. It's not going to be pretty.
so you hear the gunshot go off. You hear a hissing of pain, and then you hear just the words, "If they're exterminated, I'll drop the wards." As he kind of falls back against the wall, clutching the dangly bit that is left of his arm.
And all of that is when Cecil's going to leap into motion into the room where Whimpering is.
Rescue.
Someone's got to get in there.
There's a cacophony of sound as Cecil leaps into the room. The girl starts screaming a little bit, as much as she can, because literally somebody's diving through the roof. There's gunshots, like, all hell's breaking loose.
So I was going to say, everything is going to happen all at once right now.
Yeah.
You say I'm Batman?
No.
We at least get the superhero landing.
So, however, that creature that was at the far end of the room, or hallway, has now decidedly picked up its pace. It went from a slow, meandering, hey, I'm just wandering this place because I'm stuck here, to, I have a purpose.
Oh, Nathan is gonna open fire on it.
Somebody want to counter that word offer? I feel like I can't right now.
Victor will take care of that.
Have I gone past this thing yet?
It kind of lets you. Like,
Okay,
as you were
cool.
booking it, it was just kind of like, whatever. But it does, as soon as it hears that word, if you look back, you do see it give you kind of a wistful look, like, maybe I shouldn't have let them pass.
Nah, I'm not looking back. I'm busy trying to save Nora's life here.
You got the heart emoji.
I would do this for Rick. Just saying.
So, go ahead, shoot it.
Yes. All right.
Rick would do it for you though,
Firearms.
as he has many others.
3 successes plus 3 damage.
All right. I mean, I can't say that your bullets don't hit.
But what do they do?
Oh dear.
As they hit, little particles. I can't think of a better word here. Little bits of it, I guess maybe is
Chunks.
a better. Chunks, particles, fly off of it. Doesn't seem to impede it. Doesn't even seem to realize that they're gone. As these particles fly off, they hang in the air, though. They don't. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're affected by gravity at all.
Okay. Does it look... No, it's just ignoring it, isn't it? It doesn't care.
As it's moving quickly towards you, it does kind of move its robe open a little bit, just quick enough for it to reach in and grab something that looks like a shrunken head.
Okay. Can I shoot the shrunken head? If it's still my turn.
No, it's not. I want to
figured.
see what everybody else is doing.
Right.
I suppose I can take the next turn. I guess it were.
This isn't really a combat situation, technically.
Yes, as we're handling this. Seeing as Victor's ruse has bought him some much needed time, and Rick has certainly backed up Victor's claims of having a plan. I mean, technically we did on some level, but
Don't get got was the plan.
yeah.
It was very much a Blades in the Dark plan. We'll figure it up as we go.
Yeah. But no, Victor's going to use this time to try and respond, I guess, to the offer. I guess was made. What exactly did he say again?
Exterminate them, and I will drop the wards. Or if they are exterminated, I will drop the wards.
If they are exterminated, drop the words.
Victor can probably rest assured that if an opportunity prevents itself any further than what it already has, Jasper won't be alive to drop the wards, even if we're exterminated.
Yeah, I don't think he's exactly in a position to work in. Given the fact that he's more or less bleeding out at this point. But Victor, I guess, will try and play a, shall we say, a similar ruse, I guess. Second verse sings the first, and will try and I guess play into this negotiation. Approaching him with a question without the intent of really listening to his response, just more or less using it as an excuse to get close enough to him to do what I actually intend to do. Yes, Victor will just kind of ask, what do you mean then, as he steps closer, kind of observing like the mangled arm that he has left.
At this point, Jasper kind of smirks and he goes, I'm not even gonna give you the satisfaction.
Well, regardless of his answer,
with this answer, though, I do need to make that a bit more pointed. Roll me a perception check.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
Oh, this is something Rick has probably seen at least 4 to 5 times. Same with Nathan.
We'll see what happens. Rick's eyes aren't coming off of Jasper.
2 successes.
Oh, yes. Rick, if you would also like to give me a perception check.
Alright.
He's got a knife.
Or Dead Man Switch.
Two successes also.
As he says these words, Victor, you notice a weird motion in his jaw. Rick, You've seen that motion in somebody's jaw before.
Can I try to shoot him in the jaw?
He's cracking a tooth in his mouth.
Yeah, I know what he's doing. I just want to shoot him so he doesn't get to.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Not that I don't want him dead. I just don't want to not be the one to do it.
You just want to prolong the suffering?
I'd really love to drag him out of here and hand him over to Vasco or take him to my own lab.
Realistically, your bullet would probably kill him as well here.
Yeah, probably.
It'd be-
But, you know, we'll take a second best.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Given that, but he like weirdly cracks his jaw, and Victor's probably not familiar with whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
I imagine. And he, what did he say again? Something about not
Giving
me
you the pleasure.
yes, the
Satisfaction was the exact word.
the satisfaction. So, given that, at least, knowing at least the implication of his words, if not what he's doing, I think Victor will kind of stop his advance towards him, like not knowing if he like has some sort of like explosives stashed away here or some other crazy asinine failsafe. And as much as some part of him would take some gleeful satisfaction in filleting him like a fish, I think Victor's actually gonna pull back at this point, as he's suggesting that he's not going to let me kill him. And I don't know how quickly necessarily this thing in his mouth activates, or does its thing.
Movie logic, it activates pretty much instantaneously. Real life, I'm not entirely sure. It's still pretty quick.
It's safe to say within a second or two, his like mouth starts foaming or something of the like. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
We're in a movie. It uses Hollywood logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cyanide gas will kill you in seconds. I imagine ingestion of like a concentrate would not be much farther behind.
You can survive it, according to that one James Bond movie.
Yeah, the one James Bond villain guy.
I mean,
Just
yeah, Hollywood
Joe,
logic. You can literally do whatever you want in Hollywood.
Yeah. So he's like propped up against like the wall or something. You know, I'm guessing like the shearing off his arm probably sent him to the ground or braced against the wall or something.
Ground against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Victor's gonna stop his advance, seeing as he's kind of as he's like foaming at the mouth or whatever, denying me the satisfaction. And Victor's just kind of lean down a bit, kind of squat down a bit, kind of bringing himself just a little bit closer to his level, but not at eye level, just a little bit of lean in, a little bit of a lean down. And Victor just says, "It ends like it begins. You always were and always will be beneath me." And Victor will turn his attention towards the rest of the chaos.
Before he does that, though, Vanessa, You have made it out of the building.
Yes. As soon as there's no slugs around, I'm gonna gently put Nora on the ground, and I'm gonna try to resuscitate her, bring her back from the land of the dead into the living.
By that, you mean you're gonna perform a medicine check, I'm assuming.
Yes. Which I thought that it's not quite how the rules is written. It's not quite how we did it last time. It's actually an extended test, rather than just a regular old check. And the number of successes I need to get equal to the number of damage taken, which it's a bit vague there. It's like, would it mean like the damage she took from like the blow that took her down, or would that be like the total hit points she's like not hit points, but the total damage like she sustained?
Well, okay, see, that second one that one leads to a lot more questions. Are we talking total damage? Because then you're talking about bashing, then lethal, and then aggravated. That's a huge number of successes.
I think there's an argument to be made that it's capped at however many health boxes they've got.
Okay, so how many health boxes do you have? Nora?
Like total?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you have to get 7 successes in however many rounds.
The interval is a minute, and Nora will take 1 damage every minute from bleeding out. So I have to get, and I believe you're 2 aggravated, so I have to get 7 successes in 5 minutes, or you're dead. But you bet you bet that I am going to spend willpower on that roll. Which is having double checked for emergency care, it's dexterity and medicine.
Yep, in this case, that makes perfect sense.
Which I do have.
I'm assuming you're like throwing off the helmet, the gloves.
Like, I gotta do this.
Like, literally hulks out of her armor.
I'm not letting you die. Alright, first roll. 2 successes.
Okay.
Nora takes another point of damage, which becomes another point of aggravated. Do you want me to make another roll, or do we want to go back to the others?
Make me all the rolls, but only reveal the first. Only reveal.
You want me to?
Basically, don't reveal the last roll. We'll leave that.
Okay.
Whether you get to 5 and don't get it, or get 7 before 5, whatever ends the you rolling, don't say that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused.
So basically,
Why don't you just GM roll it?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that?
probably
You just roll my successes in secret. I will spend willpower on every single one of these rolls. And just keep it for me, whether I'm able to successfully save Nora's life or not.
I'm gonna say there might be,
okay.
in the scope of that first minute, there might be somebody else outside who can assist.
Yeah.
We will find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Going back in, Nathan.
Yes.
Oh, actually, no. I want to pick up with Cecil.
Okay.
So,
Even better.
Cecil, what are you doing exactly?
So, dropping into the room, I would imagine that this person is bound.
Yes.
Okay. Are they bound to something or just bound to themselves?
Bound to themselves. You don't like the way I took that breath, I can tell.
So, and just for the sake of like, are they blindfolded? I would imagine gagged.
They're
kind of?
gagged. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they blindfolded?
No.
Okay. So Cecil is not going to like pause. So he's gonna run up, and whilst he is like reaching to grab, he's going to say, "I'm here to rescue you. I'm here to get you out." It's like he's not gonna like stop and like make eye contact and be like, "I'm here to rescue you. I'm here to get you out," and then
Follow
trying
me
to
if
grab,
you want to live.
kind of a thing. Yeah, like get to the chopper. Wow, we're actually literally trying to get to the chopper.
You're welcome.
What's your defense, Cecil?
Oh my god. I don't know. off the top
Not
of my
relevant is the correct answer, Cecil.
head.
It is relevant.
I believe it's 6.
Okay.
What are we? Is it?
It'll say the bottom right corner
Yeah,
with the size
the
being
sheet-
tense.
Yeah, the sheet says 6, but
But
I was thinking, isn't it? Oh, it's the lowest of the decks
Yeah.
and widths, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's why it's 6.
She quickly whips her feet around and tries to kick at you, trying to get you away from her.
Fair, understandable.
And is vehemently shaking her head. No, 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 no.
Okay, so Cecil will pause and pull her gag.
She first thing she does is she takes a gasp of air. Don't untie me. Don't take me out of this room.
Go on.
In these binds, he has, and she kind of adjusts herself. And it's now, you can see where she's wrapped up, there is definitely some sort of device. The binds are holding down the trigger. And if I'm taken out of that room, the thing that's in here can find me. So, we've got a couple of issues here. She's panting as she's saying this because this is probably the first time that she's actually been able to breathe through her mouth, you know, for probably a couple of hours at least.
All right. Cecil is going to take a breath, and he's gonna like give her like that very serious look, like, we're not gonna leave you behind. This isn't my area of expertise. I'm gonna go help them take care of what's out there, and then we will get someone who's an expert to help you out, but we're getting you out of here.
Now, Cecil, by the time you turn to the door, rewinding a little bit, Nathan, that shrunken head that you saw
Yes. What'd that do?
has now begun to glow a whitish light blue,
I don't like that color.
and he hurls it at you.
Can I shoot it in midair?
That is going to be a -3.
Fair. I'm gonna
Because-
try it.
You're
Good
good.
luck.
You're a better shot than I am.
Oh, -3. Hold on. I want to spend a willpower, make it rote.
Because you want to shoot this thing out of the
I want to shoot this thing, yes. -3. 3 successes.
Ooh.
It makes connect at the height of its throw. So, this would be right when Victor turns around, right when Cecil goes to look out the door. Cecil, you're able to see this floating head get shot out of the air. And then it explodes. The walls literally crack from the force. Nathan, you're not going to take any damage because you were successful, but it is going to knock you on your butt.
It's fine. I'll take it.
Rick, you just heard an explosive go off.
Yeah, Rick, watching Jasper go down. If he has an opportunity before Jasper's dead, like he kind of watches Victor kind of mumble something, and then like before Jasper dies, Rick he hears Rick's voice. It's like, I don't think you understand how much I enjoyed that. If you think we'll get no satisfaction from this, and then he's going to turn and go to help Cecil.
Creature's got nades.
Also,
Shit.
everybody roll perception real quick too,
All right.
except for Vanessa and Nora. Lots of perceptions this one.
Nope.
1.
Oh,
gee.
Oh,
Oh.
Cecil!
Oh, wow.
9 successes.
He
That
sees
was-
into tomorrow.
Diesel is
Damn.
aware. You know?
That
Is it-
10, 9, 9, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9. Like, jeez.
So, everybody notices that these slugs have completely changed their behavior. Cecil, you're the only one that can probably... You're the only one, because of this perception roll. They are essentially doing obeisance in the direction of where that explosion came from. There is almost a sort of like bowing motion. Yeah. That they're doing to it. And it's not just a one-time thing, it's...
how very interesting.
Gross.
With Jasper dead, is there a chance for Rick or Victor to try to address this creature, the one that seemed very gung-ho on killing us, so that the dead man can let its wards down? Because that plan obviously isn't going to work out.
If you want to try to talk to it, I mean, you would have the assumption that it can understand you. Whether or not it can respond in kind is another matter. However,
I'll just call out.
We'll find that out after our break.
Yep.
See you guys in 5 to 10 minutes. And we are back, everybody. So, Vanessa,
Huh. Another roll? Oh.
I've already made your rolls.
How much willpower am I down, by the way?
That. 2.
Okay.
It's an admirable effort. And Nora does come too.
Hey! I did it! It sounds like you got a butt there, bud.
I feel like I'd be like coughing up slime, you know?
Bleh.
Yep.
Oh, oh, oh.
I
Ooh.
accidentally ate a slug.
Do you cough up an actual slug though?
No, this isn't a Ron Weasley type of deal.
Oh, that's, I was like trying to remember. Like I remember like some movie that had somebody like cough up a slug. What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, he did a frog, I think.
He
No,
wanted.
it was a bucket of slugs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Nora,
No, thank you.
your body hurts. It essentially, you have no broken bones. I'm explaining this. I'm trying to explain this. You have no broken bones. You have no.
You got a full body bruise.
Yeah, essentially. You're black and blue
You're
from
turning-
head to toe.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're turning purple. Turning violet, Violet.
That's awful. So what happens to my counter? Do I just leave it at 2 ag?
It would actually be at 4 ag.
Yeah, from the time it took for me
4
to
ag?
stabilize you, you were dying. So.
It's all good.
uh,
At least you saved me.
at least I did. Yeah. Ooh.
Best friends forever, dude. Like, I owe you my life now.
Maybe like I got like a Wookiee life debt thing going on here.
Mm-hmm. Essentially.
So, happy moment. Fades.
Yay! I guess I must have rolled an exception on that other roll, eh?
You rolled a total of, in 2 rolls, 6 successes, so I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, going back to the chaos inside. Victor, we'll start with you.
All right. Seeing that Jasper has been dealt with and returning to the chaos of this creature making its way towards us, this explosion that goes off. And considering everything going on, I think Victor is going to try a bit of a different move here. And Victor's going to make a little aside to people, I guess, left on ground level here. I think Cecil and Nathan. And
Cecil would not be within vision range since he's inside the room.
oh, he's still inside the room.
Yes.
Oh, he hasn't come back. Okay. So he went in the room. Nathan is still in the hallway. In that case, Victor will turn to Nathan and perhaps a bit solemnly just say, "Get her out of here." And he turns towards the slug creature and attempts to garner its attention and try and turn himself into for a change of pace, the lure this time, the bait. Steal that roll from Vanessa. He
My job.
He knows that this thing wants him dead in addition to her, and seeing the situation is going to continue to hope to buy more time for everyone, and will attempt to get its attention. I think, I know this isn't technically a tactic. I think the lure action is presence and persuasion for the bait. I assume it would be the same for trying to get its draw aggro, if you want to use a certain term.
Makes sense to me. The roll.
Yeah. Let's see how well this goes. See how much time I can buy us.
Is everybody else engaging in this
It's
tactic?
he's
Those-
just doing it.
No, I'm just. There's no time for tactic here. We haven't
Okay.
discussed any of this. Victor's just winging it. Trying to buy us some time, or at least clear the way to get her out of here. We can deal with the consequences later. But presence and persuasion. Let's see here. I'll save the willpower for when things get really bad. But let's see it. Let's see how well this goes. One success, not as much as I'd hoped. But Victor will try and flag this thing down. I don't know if he necessarily has the best vantage point at the moment, but try and juxtapose himself in the way, I suppose, and garner its attention with a very simple sort of, "Remember me? Would you care to tango again? Or are you afraid I'll defeat you a second time?" Boldly lying in that assertion, but nonetheless.
Cecil.
Wow, okay. I actually think Cecil might poke his head out the door, like, get to the door and look and see what's going on. And
So quick recap. Jasper's dead on the ground. Victor is taunting this thing in brown robes, and Nathan is on his butt on the ground.
and Cecil has heard the gunfire, and so knows that this thing has been shot, and that it doesn't really seem to matter.
And you would notice that there are like little twinkly lights essentially floating in the air, like little stars.
So Cecil might just use his turn to speak and be like, "I need some help in here. There's a device attached to her."
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Is there a mechanic for like holding action, so like he can say that, but when Rick gets in there, he can then assist Rick, where I can be like, hold this, grab this, hand me this, tie that down, snip this, kind of deal?
It's an extended action technically.
Cool.
But this one is obviously going to be a little different. It might be a couple of different skills. Since there is a certain device. So, Rick, you're dropping down into that room on your turn, I'm guessing?
Yep. I'll kind of shimmy back from where I had aim on Jasper. And just
it's Nathan's go, real quick.
Oh, okay.
Before you.
Okay. I'm gonna make a roll. This seems like a very physically exertive / stressful moment.
Yep, it would be. I was actually getting ready to mention it.
Yeah. So I just roll stamina, which I'm probably gonna fail because it's only 2. Yeah. Oh wait, it didn't roll because of the wound penalty. Does this would count with the wound penalty?
First, just rolling straight stamina? What?
Yeah, for the chronic agony. I'm not rolling to stay conscious, but I'm rolling to see if I get pain.
Oh, you also have a wound penalty. Okay, didn't know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the wound penalty would count towards this.
I think it's all rolls, unless it's the bleed out roll.
Okay, well I still need to roll again because it's chance, right? Oh,
It says all actions except stamina rolls to stay conscious. I don't know,
This isn't
If
trying
that-
to stay conscious.
but is it an action?
no.
No, it's not an action. It's... Okay, then yeah, no.
Okay.
Rook's right
So
there.
then-
It's not an action.
I'll just do a simple roll for 2.
It's a resistance.
That's still no successes. So I am now in agony. Hold on, let me put that back.
Just now.
Just now.
Again.
As he's trying to get up, he's gonna try and crawl to the side of the hallway out of its. He's gonna basically trying to make his way to the door, into the door.
Okay. Into the room where Cecil is.
Yeah. So basically, all he can do is move or shoot, or basically one thing at a time.
So, Rick, by the time you're able to get into that room, Nathan has been able to crawl into it. You can just... You see Cecil very clearly flagging you in, and you see Nathan barely able to drag himself in, obviously wincing in pain.
Stinking wheezing.
Great. All right. Awesome. One thing at a time. Oh God.
You're like,
Cecil will be
which
so
thing
mad.
first?
Cecil will be so mad if I don't fix the device thing. I figure Victor's trying to lure the thing away. I hear him taunting it outside, being just generally reckless, which is great. Vanessa is gone. Nora is probably dead. Vascu was probably 10 to 20 minutes behind us from when we breached, in a best case scenario, because it's like an hour drive, and I mean, like, we stopped for a thing, but we were in a freaking helicopter. So I don't know how long we've been in here. Probably haven't kept great track of it. But with all that said, Nathan's not in immediate danger.
Good.
And Cecil's not gonna leave until this girl's untied or everyone is dead. So I'm gonna head over and take a look at the device.
Okay, roll me
And see what I can see.
intelligence plus crafts. I guess would be
Oh.
the best roll here.
I have a specialty in crafts.
Specialty.
Yes, I do.
What
So that would be a
What's your
9
specialty
die
in crafts?
gadgets.
Yep, that's definitely falls underneath gadgets.
That's what this is
kinda-
for.
This kind of MacGyver crap is exactly what it's for. That like the kind of pistols I do, just like general MacGyver stuff. So yeah. So it'll be a 9 die pool. I'm going to spend a. This isn't to start disarming it, right? This is just kind of take in what it is.
Yeah, this is trying to make sure what it is, because you don't know what you're looking at from the get-go.
Okay. Oh, should I spend a willpower on that? I feel like identification of the device is a good place to spend willpower, because yes or no on a thumbs up or down on this could make the next parts much easier and much more difficult. So I'm going to spend a willpower to... I don't know, should I make it rote or should I add 3 dice?
Depends on your pool.
Yeah.
I'm on a 9 die pool right now.
At that point, it might be worth the while to do rote in case you do only like roll like 1 or 0 successes. Like
Yeah.
that is gonna technically give you more dice than just 3 would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you already get a bunch of successes, then you didn't need the rote in the first place.
So how does that work? I spend it after to make it rote or before?
Before.
Spend it before.
Okay. All right. I don't see that in the thing.
Yeah, there's no.
You won't. Yeah,
You have to
Okay.
add it,
it's not built in.
Okay. No, I mean I didn't see it in the list of like willpower actions. Like I didn't see rote, so I was trying to see exactly what it
Oh,
did.
it's
Yeah, 'cause
underneath
it's a-
professional.
It's a function of that merit, not like the.
Oh, okay. I can check that in a minute. So I'll just roll 9 dice, and then y'all tell me what I do. So I add 1.
Are you
for
doing
my
rote?
specialty? Yes. Yeah,
You can
I'll spend a
click the
willpower to do rote.
in the dice section. You can click on rote. It'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
I think it works if he has 9 again.
Yeah, it's only one selection.
Do I have 9 again?
Yeah. Wait, is it an asset? Is it asset?
It's not an asset. It's just specialty.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then it's 10 again with road. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 5 specialties, but only 3 assets. So, 7 successes.
Okay, well, you don't even need to re-roll. So, that's an exceptional success. Very quickly, this is your dead man's switch, which means that the ropes are what's holding the trigger.
Cool, easy enough.
Is that implication that this is a bomb?
There's an implication that there's a bomb somewhere.
Yeah, well that's easy. I just need to
Also-
make sure the trigger stays in.
Something else you would notice, this particular switch is long range. Easily, this bomb could be in the building with this switch, or it could be in frickin' London.
So basically, it's got a phone attached to it. Because
Long range, yeah,
activation.
super long range. So with that, I mean, Rick basically knows, like, we need to hold this while we untie that and make sure this doesn't come loose. So just need to, apply the appropriate pressure where it is so that no matter what happens to the rope, the pressure stays. So he'll get to work.
All right.
It's
However-
much simpler than like some sort of like crazy setup or something or whatever. Just don't let go of the switch.
However, that little bit of investigating is Rick's turn.
Giggity.
Victor, this thing, I wouldn't say it makes eye contact, because that would imply that this thing has eyes. You very well know it does not. So, it is going to take a step forward. However, it almost, for lack of a better term, it lurches forward. Not as in like it stumbles or something. Let's just say at one point it was 6 feet in front of you, and then at the next point it was 4 feet. As if it blinked out of existence for a split moment. It is now directly standing in front of the doorway that Nathan crawled into, that Cecil and Rick are in. It has made no signs of making communication with you. But it does kind of throw off the robes at this point. Anybody looking at this thing is going to see a very emaciated body with whitish blue skin. The skin seems to writhe as if it maybe has some of the slugs underneath it. Vaguely humanoid in shape. However, occasionally it seems like a slug excises itself from a pore of its body and then eventually falls out onto the floor.
Makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Victor.
Oh, back to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Seeing as it's not, I guess, paying attention, let's resort to a bit more dramatic matters. Victor will attempt to seize its attention by force. Against all better judgment, charge at this thing and try and stab it. And hopefully try a bit more direct means of getting its attention.
I would like to make a note here. You do have its attention. It's completely focused on you.
Oh, okay. I was under the assumption that it was just like moving to the door.
Oh, no. I stated it doesn't really have eyes, but if it did have eyes, it met your eyes, essentially.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was under the assumption that it noticed me, but was still moving to block them.
Nah, it's just that's where it happened to land after its little blink.
Sure. In that case, change of plans. I'm going to use this opportunity to continue to taunt this creature and hopefully lure it away from this area. Do a little chase, a little song and dance through these offices, these cubicles, whatever, and give it the runaround by as much time as Victor can. Do you want me to make the same roll again? Do you want me to roll something different, or how do you want to handle more taunting and trying to provoke a
So,
chase
you're
to it?
eventually going to start running from it, so I feel like give me a speed roll. You've already succeeded on taunting it, so say your bit, but let's see if you can keep ahead of it, so to speak. So just roll your speed as a dice pool.
Speed as a dice pool?
Yeah. I sometimes ask for that. It's not common.
Okay. Sure, I'll do it. Let's see here. This is a good case for that. Willpower, yes, no. That's a decent pool. I'll save the willpower for later, I suppose. 9. successes.
Nice.
All right. So as you kind of... I'm assuming you're more like backing away. You're not in a full sprint.
Yeah, no, trying to sort of continue taunting it, trying to lure it, away around the corner, continuing to try and get its, attention, like come at me, you glorified gastropod.
All right. So,
I love that Victor insults with alliterations.
all right. It seems a bit slower than what you remember. However, we're going to move on to Cecil here.
Cecil will delay to assist. So he doesn't know how to handle the device, but he's going to help. Whether he's going to be handed something to hold on to, or whether he's going to be, whatever is needed, he's gonna wait and see what needs to happen.
Okay, Nathan.
It's moving past the door. Nathan had his gun trained to the door as soon as he got in, but held his fire only if it decided to come in here, because this is where he does not want it to be. This is where the hostage is. So he doesn't want to draw it in, but he wants to keep it, keep his guard up.
All right, so you're holding as well.
Basically holding, yeah.
Rick.
Let's get to work on this thing. I guess from the description, step 1 sounds like it's going to be secure the dead man's switch so that anything else doesn't cause problems.
I feel like this is a dexterity athletics here, because this is something you got to be quick about. Tying good knots, untying.
If that's the case, Rick could tap Cecil, be like, "Hey, I need you to do exactly this."
Yeah, I'm not great there. I'm more about the figuring out the things, or if it needs like more like critical thinking applied to it. But the actual finger work of it, especially in a high stress situation, I'd probably direct Cecil. Be like, hey, this is what this is. I need you to get that like secured, because we can't untie her until this is done. Whatever.
So the trick here is you have to untie it at least a little bit to be able to even try to get a finger in on it to try and hold the switch. So that's the trick here.
So what I was, and I may not be picturing it correctly, what I was picturing is essentially like if the dead man switch is like tied with the rope, to secure like that section of the rope to the dead man switch, not even untying it, and then pulling a knife and cutting essentially on the sides around it while somebody holds the dead man switch still, so that we're essentially modulating, like taking the module of rope that has the dead man switch and separating it from the rest.
The concept that I was going with was the dead man switch is actually tied into the bonds. So by untying the bonds, you're releasing the switch. So yeah.
Is the switch, so the switch is facing out towards the rope, basically, like the rope is in it?
Yeah, basically it was all knotted together. Basically, Jasper was hoping you guys wouldn't pay attention and just uncut her, and as soon as you freed her, it would just immediately go off.
So does that mean we can put pressure on that rope above the switch?
That's what I was imagining, is just like putting pressure on that area, and then instead of like untying the rope, just putting pressure on the area where it's tied in, and then like 6 inches to either side, cut the rope while somebody holds the pressure there, and essentially like separate that big section of rope from all the other rope, rather than just letting the rope fall as it happens.
I
mean,
don't feel
again,
like there's going to be a good way to explain the mental image that I'm having, so...
That's fine.
Regardless of
roll with
the
Yeah.
the image, how would we go about?
Yeah, how do you want me to roll it?
Yeah.
Is athletics dexterity? Still?
Yeah, that's what Cecil would
Okay.
be rolling.
Okay.
Feels
Alright.
to me more like a larceny roll than athletics.
He's calling for it to be like quick. I mean, I suppose somebody who's more skilled in larceny could probably do that. but-
Yeah. Larceny would also make sense.
So we're gonna spend a willpower.
Yeah, larceny would make sense. Athletics, just pure, dexterity, if you didn't have anything.
Red, I almost died and I'm outside, covered in slime.
You
Bring her back
say
in.
that's the important thing. Oh, you just bring the nearly dead person back
wait.
in, yeah.
It says 9 again, but I unchecked it.
That happens on the sheet
it's-
all the time.
But the 3 successes happened on the first 6 dice, and it was a 10 die pool. Should I re-roll that?
You
No.
only got 1 9. I don't know which reroll was from that 9.
Well, I also got 2 10s, but that's
Those
true.
would
you're
re-roll
right,
anyway.
Only the 9. That's true.
We've been re-rolling everything.
That's
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
That's a roll.
Yeah, you'll need to refresh
Dang it.
your page. Which could
Dang
make things a
it.
lot more exciting.
Yeah, quote unquote exciting.
Because then you could make that a
Dang it.
dramatic failure.
You know what? You're not Grog.
I may not be Grog, but I still like seeing beats.
Oh look, even better.
Even better.
We
Exceptional.
upgraded to an exceptional
what?
success.
There we go.
We'll make that a dramatic success.
You're able to finagle the dead man's switch, and you're 100% certain that she can be cut free at this time. Unless there's
So-
some other nasty surprise.
So like fast fingers, and Cecil's like, "All right, I've got it. Get her out." What?
Would Nathan? I imagine like it's a pretty standard pack item when we were in the field, like deployed military style together.
Mm.
So I don't know if that would carry over to being in like your go bag and stuff. But when you're like doing breach and enters and like rolling people up, you have zip ties in your bag. Would that be something that Nathan would still have, like
that would
as a
be-
carryover?
Pretty common because,
Yeah,
zip
yeah.
ties are good for anything, not just for
Lots of things.
Regardless of
so-
that, I mean, capture is one of our favorite tactics. I
Yeah,
assume
yeah,
we probably have.
I
Yeah.
imagine like Nathan, maybe I don't think Rick has anything on him right now. Like he has a go bag in his helicopter, so probably just like a small backpack. Maybe it would have zip ties, but I'm sure Nathan would have them. So for my turn, now that he's done that, can I pull a zip tie from like Nathan's pouch and zip tie around the switch?
Yeah.
So that it's like secured.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I want to do with my turn is like put like real security on the switch so that Cecil can let go
All right.
with a zip tie.
That is everybody's turn. Technically. Nathan's
Lucky
still
you,
technically
Victor.
holding.
He's guarding.
Okay, this thing. You see it take the step forward. Still following you, Victor. And that is when it reaches inside of itself and rips out what appears to be a glob of not slugs, congealed blood. And then it
That's somehow not as bad.
It crushes it in its hand. You hear like it almost sounds like it has like an M&M case around it. So you kind of hear what sounds like a small crack, and then as he opens his hand again, this blood seems to kind of hang in the air and then slowly begin to move towards you. Victor.
Dodge roll.
Yeah. Do you want to dodge, or are you just going to apply defense here?
That's a good question. What's it? Dodge is double defense rolled as a pool.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds probably like a good course of action at this point. Yeah, I think I will reflexively attempt to dodge this. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. And you know what? I will spend a point of willpower on that as well. I do not recall. Does the willpower boost get doubled as well, or is it added after the double?
Also, willpower in this case, you're using it to boost your defense, so isn't it only 2?
Ooh, yeah.
It's if it's
not
like a
boosting
resisted pool. Like if you're just subtracting like a static value, it's 2.
Okay.
If you're like actively applying it to like a roll itself, then it's 3. But if it's just like a static resistance, then
Okay,
it's
then
just
yeah, it would be
2.
3. I would say it comes in after, personally.
Sure, that's fair. I just wanted to clear that up before I rolled.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So this would be 15 dice. Yeah, 6 times 2. Yeah, plus 3. Yeah, and it will hopefully abate the blow a bit. Some of those successes hopefully canceling out some of them. Let's see here. 15. I'll just roll this manually.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Crap.
My goodness.
15 die. One
One
success.
success. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Insert sad trombone.
Gee.
Victor, these things seem to track you as you move, making dodging them exceedingly difficult. So you negate one of that, right?
Yes, it's a 1-for-1 basis.
That is still 5 points of lethal damage, as these things, when they come in contact with your person, they burn through whatever they touch.
Sure. Does general armor still apply to this?
In this case, actually, yes, general armor would apply. However, it's immediately going to. I hate the term pierced armor in this situation, but it is going to count as pierced.
Sure, yeah. I think there's some rules for that. in
Yeah,
Pathfinder.
basically your armor's only half as effective now.
Yeah, fair.
Compromise.
Yeah. So you said it was a 4 base minus the 1 from that.
4
So-
and then plus
or
2.
no, 5. Yeah, plus 2. So it was 5 damage and then minus armor. Okay. All right. Woo. And you said that was lethal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You have
still
win penalty?
not yet. That 1 success was just enough to keep me from the wound penalty. But yeah, not great.
So as this burns into Victor, it is Victor's go.
Technically, dodging does take my action
Oh, okay.
for the turn. I would assume Victor just continues to move, but doesn't really do anything of note. More or less just attempting to
Yeah.
keep this thing's attention and not get killed by it.
Cecil.
Did the device get zip tied so that it is safe?
Yes, that's what Rick did
Yeah,
on
that
his
was-
turn.
All right.
That was my turn.
So, is there a table in here?
No, they're slugs. You want a slug?
No.
I got slugs for you.
I mean, if I wanted a slug, I would have picked up, a pet slug by now. But I don't want a slug. Okay, so without, what the hell do I do with this thing? Because Cecil wants to get her out, but he also doesn't want to just drop the device or just leave it on the floor. So
I imagine I took it when I took it to zip tie.
oh right, to
and
zip
secure
tie.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if Rick's got it, Cecil's gonna she's not bound by rope anymore, so he's gonna be like, "Let's go, I'll get you out."
You hear the protests. I'm safe in this room. I don't want to leave until that thing's gone.
I'll get you out. It can't leave this building.
Yeah, but you have to take me out of this room to do that, and I don't want to be out of this room.
Hey, if she wants to live in this building for the rest of her life, let her, right?
She's a grown woman who can make her own choices.
Yeah.
Is that actually true, Victor? How old exactly is Claire?
She's an adult, yeah. She's probably early 20s now. That event probably happened a few years ago. We'll say 19, 20, somewhere in that range.
Your best chance is to get out as quickly as possible, and I am the fastest one here. I will get you out.
I swear, if you don't, Victor will kill you. You have my word on that.
I work with him regularly, I know.
Victor has to make it out of here too for that to be a problem.
So you're grabbing and running?
You're gonna go, yeah.
Are you
It's
even
time
gonna pay a single mind to the thing that has passed the door?
No, because we need to because we know that it's bound to the building. So if we can get her out of the building, then she's safe from the thing as long as it's bound to the building.
Okay, so you're not even gonna look at it. All right.
You.
Vanessa went that way. And Nathan point, because Vanessa ran past it, so there's another way out that way.
Yeah.
Surely.
I was gonna say, I think we opened at least 3 different exits coming in.
Yeah. So, Nathan.
Yeah, he's gonna get up and move. Peek outside the room. Are there anything out there, either direction?
You would see the retreating forms of Victor, who probably looks a little worse for wear. There's probably smoke coming off of his clothes. And this thing, obviously is no longer wearing its robe.
Naked.
Yeah. I'm glad me and you thought of that at the same time.
Emaciated butt cheeks right there.
I mean,
Didn't need to see them.
it technically has what you would classify as, I guess, a butt, but it doesn't have a crack or anything.
It's a blob. It's a slug right there.
No.
All right, so peeking down that way, he's gonna direct the rest of the group to head that way, and he's gonna yell at Victor. Victor, we got her. We're going. And then follow them out.
Rick?
Rick. Where's Victor and Slug Monster?
As you come to the door, you can once again, kind of the same thing. You see their retreating forms, and you also know that everybody else is heading the opposite direction, the same way Vanessa went.
Yeah. So everybody's headed out. This thing came into the room. Everybody's now on the other side of it, going down the hallways away from this thing.
Yeah, basically, it never went into the room. It passed the room, and everybody ran, the opposite, the way it came from, essentially.
Okay.
Nathan's doing like that backup aiming thing. He's walking backwards, aiming opposite of the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I need to make a roll.
Did we see any exits to the roof when me and Cecil were up on the catwalks?
The problem.
Well, there's probably not a way to climb back into the ceiling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'll follow everyone else. Try to get out. This thing's got its eyes on Victor, right?
It doesn't have eyes, but
Well, you know what I mean, metaphorically.
I can't answer that question correctly at this time. The reasoning for that is
Nathan got its attention.
technically when Cecil ran out, it would start to turn on its turn to look back.
Oh.
Because it can sense her now. Because that was the whole deal, was she was invisible to it while in that room.
Award with an award. Whatception.
So, because it's not its turn and it can't act, it is technically looking at Victor, but that's not the correct answer in a real logical time frame.
Where everything's happening all at once and we would notice. Okay. I'm gonna go the way Cecil and them are going. And try to do my best to if there's anything that this thing jumps through the air, so I guess I'm just running. I don't think there's anything I can do really.
Vanessa.
Yes.
Well, are you taking Nora back to the chopper?
She's alive and not dying right now. I'm going back into that warehouse. Nobody gets to hurt my friends and lives. So.
Nora, you okay with making your way back to the chopper by yourself?
Well, I'm not going to the chopper, but I'm okay with being left outside by myself.
As the clanking form of Vanessa recedes back into the building. Okay, this thing, as I kind of stated before, as soon as Cecil leaves that room, its head completely rotates 360 degrees on its shoulders.
So it's looking the same way it was before.
Sorry, 180. It does a 360 and then does a 180. There you go.
Why don't we just 720 it? Let's go.
Yeah.
No scope.
And with that, its next motion is not towards Victor. Its next motion is it throws itself into the wall.
Ooh.
And you see the wall bulge as it kind of, lack of a better word, accepts this creature's form, and you see it just bolt along the wall. Victor.
All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I guess in this case, it's time to I guess turn the tables yet again, and try and in a sense, I suppose, chase after it. But Victor heard the call for retreat earlier, and probably not cognizant of where everyone else went, or where it is. But I think Victor is probably going to head, I assume, back out to the more open warehouse area, since that tends to be, I guess, the best vantage point, and try and get assess the situation, should I say.
As you're assessing the situation, you are painfully aware of the clanking that is now re-emerged into the building.
You know what? I don't think Victor is going to try and stop Vanessa at this point. She's the juggernaut, and nothing is standing in her way. And Victor's not in any good condition to make that attempt. Victor's gonna make his way towards one of the exits, but he's not going to leave the building until he's fairly certain that the rest of the team has made it out.
Cecil. Booking it?
As fast can be. You'll never catch me.
Dexterity plus athletics, please.
Oh, yeah. Does the athletic specialty of parkour apply with this running?
Yes, it would actually, because of what's going to happen here.
Oh dear.
We're also going to spend a willpower because this is like the most important thing to him is getting her out.
You have to yell parkour. You get more bonuses.
Parkour.
Also, this thing, its entire purpose is kill this girl. Kill this girl, kill Victor, so... This thing leaps out of the wall as it headed you off. Well, actually, it can just move through walls, but that's still the proper term. Headed you off. Misses you cleanly. However, your hand is no longer on that girl. Still your turn. I'm gonna say it like that.
Well, Cecil's going to turn and get his hand back on her.
All right. If you wanna, this would be a strength check.
To grab hold of her?
Oh, okay. If you just
It's
wanna, hold her, that's fine. But if you're trying to actually move her or anything, you're gonna be opposing strength. Yeah. Because this thing essentially launched itself out of the wall, grabbed her, obviously breaking your grip, and threw her and itself against the other wall, so it's got her pinned against the wall.
Oh boy. What the hell do you do when a slug monster pins the hostage to the wall?
Throw salt at it.
Yeah, but did any of us actually bring any salt? Like,
Nope.
Is that a
No.
common bane?
Yeah.
I think Vanessa has a hunter's kit And one of the items it specifically mentions in your like Batman arsenal is like a little vial of salt, because it is a very common like bane for ghosts and things.
Yeah, it is. It's
It
super
doesn't work
common.
here, but it's maybe worth a shot.
Vanessa is currently clanking down the hallway, which honestly Cecil would hear as well.
Okay, well, so seeing as how it went in the opposite direction, Cecil is about facing to go after it and her, but also he will be calling out like, Vanessa, over here!
Nathan,
She's coming.
All right. So, when it entered the wall, was there any sign of it moving, or did it basically like teleport?
so when it's moving along a wall, the wall does bulge outwards,
Okay.
as if it's basically if you had like a tick under the flesh and the tick
I
could
see.
move.
Okay. I had imagined Nathan shooting at it as it moved, but I guess that's irrelevant because it was so fast.
Yeah.
uh,
However, realistically, in this situation, the way it's pinned Claire against the wall, you wouldn't really risk shooting Claire.
no.
Just letting
I
you
mean-
know.
Yeah, I realize that. That's a bad angle. Nathan knows that.
Well, no,
So-
I'm saying you don't run the risk.
Oh, I don't run the risk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I had it pivoted in my mind. Let us unpivot it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna pop it in the head.
What type
So-
of rifle are you using?
That's an assault rifle.
Just one shot?
Short burst.
Okay.
And that and that. And only one. Oh.
But that's like 4 damage.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing happens again.
You got 8 again there.
Yeah, the assault rifle is
you
mine
have.
again,
Yeah. Okay.
plus an asset skill, so.
The same thing happens. The bullets find their mark. This time it doesn't even look like it registers. However, those little pieces fall
Sparkle
off of.
bits.
Yep,
All right. Are they doing anything, or are they just being sparkly?
they're just hanging in the air. Rick,
Okay.
God. Vessel's super vested in this girl. Victor's super vested in trying to get himself killed, but he's failing at that, so that's good. Shooting it doesn't do anything. Rick is not a very strong man. So I don't know what he could do here. Let's try something a little different, because the bullets don't seem to be doing anything good and may potentially be doing something bad.
Oh, they absolutely are.
So
I know this. Nathan does not know this.
Yeah, instead I'm going to holster my my pistol and draw my stun gun, my ranged stun gun. And I'm going to see if some electricity hurts this very watery creature in a way that maybe the bullets do not.
so I want to rephrase your comment. You want to shoot an electrically charged prong at a watery creature that has a hold of a girl.
Yes.
Okay. I had to rephrase it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot the slug with a stun gun. I mean, it's
Do you have
Yeah,
a special?
it's low amps and a couple 100,000 volts. It's basically a military grade stun gun. It's not going to kill her, but it if this thing is vulnerable to that sort of damage, it may do significant damage to it while only like causing her a severe amount of short-term pain.
Do you have quick draw
Only.
with the stun gun?
I do have quick draw.
No. Oh,
That's one of my merits.
I thought you only had that for your assault rifle or your handgun.
Pistol.
Quick
The
draw
stun gun is basically a pistol.
Yeah, it's just for handgun, but I may have not just missed it, but with quick draw, I don't think you have to specify a particular weapon, but
You do.
I think it would just be
You
like
do.
handguns in general.
You specify a type of weapon.
Yeah,
A type of weapon. So it would be handguns. So, which is also what my specialization is handguns, and my asset is I have an asset in firearms, a specialization in handguns, and I have quick draw handguns. So.
Give me that attack roll.
So that will be dexterity and firearms, and I only get the 1 for the specialization and none of my fancy pistol upgrades. But the asset does make it 9 again. One success.
The prongs find their mark. And you're left with a question. Did it just ignore it? Or did it seize? You can't honestly tell.
Oh, I'm just going to keep pulling that trigger back and holding it. I think you can do like 10-second bursts on those things.
Vanessa.
Yeah. In case it's seizing, I'm just holding the trigger until Vanessa gets there.
Vanessa, you see
Yes.
this, cluster. As you turn the corner.
I charge. I scare to tackle. I'm not letting this thing get away.
Give me that roll.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna risk willpower on this. I'm gonna go for a grapple. What's its defense?
If it's grappling somebody else, doesn't it forfeit its defense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
You're,
I won't risk willpower then.
you're like, oh, wait, on second thought. No need.
4 successes, which it's grabbed. So when it becomes either me or its turn, like on the next round, then me and him have to grapple off.
All right. That would be now.
Ah, great! Now I will risk willpower on this one. I will go for the extra 3 dice and 9 again. Which roll 9 again. This should be it, right? And then I get +3 on this. 9 successes
Wow.
with its strength roll.
So you're going to count that as exceptional. Well, what 2 maneuvers are you going to do?
Oh, did it not roll its brawl?
What?
What 2 moves are you going to do?
Damage and damage. I'm gonna kill this.
I think Rick seized it up.
Okay. So,
I don't know if it's necessarily a maneuver, but you
Oh,
might want to
does this
break
have-
its
oh.
grab on her.
Does this thing have general armor, by the way? I forgot to ask.
No, it does not.
Okay. So I deal 22 damage to it.
So, what exactly do you do?
Lethal.
Paint us a word picture here.
I like tackle this thing. Me and it go like tumbling to the ground, and I just like get my hands around its throat, and I basically rip its like if it I imagine it's somewhat humanoid. I basically just rip its head straight from its torso.
So, there's a reason why there's been no rolls. You do that.
Yeah.
As you lift its head up, what you would expect to be blood dripping from it are all these little sparkly dots. And then the head opens its mouth and screams. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, make him pay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Rick. Would you like to make a dodge roll? Or would you like to apply your defense?
What's a dodge roll? I don't know the difference between these
You
things.
double your defense and you roll that as a pool. Every success negates the success that he has.
And then if I just apply my defense?
You reduce his dice pool by your defense.
Yes.
Gotcha.
By the math, your defense will usually be more effective unless you are exceptionally lucky.
Yeah,
Since
I'm
you've
just
got
gonna...
The
Just gonna
30%
apply
chance
my-
per die to get a success.
Yeah, which is only 2 die for me on those, but reducing his dice pool if it's big enough may not matter, whereas if he rolls poorly, he may only get a couple of successes. I like rolling dice, so that's the one I'm gonna do.
So you're gonna try to dodge. Okay.
Yeah, so it should be a 6 die pool because my defense is only 3. It'll be more next session when I finally get a dot to put in dexterity. Let me see something real quick. Where is my?
That is if you survived.
It's not willpower.
Is this a nope? Doesn't resolve or composure.
Since you're,
I
since you're rolling
I
it.
could spend willpower and I would get
Yeah.
1 die.
Oh, that's right.
I'm
because of your
demoralized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Choices.
Oh, it was. By the way, it was escape an encounter with a monster unharmed. So.
Oh, I doubt
yeah.
you're getting away from this unharmed.
Probably
Do
not.
you have
so.
armor as well?
I do. I have reinforced clothing rating 2. It's basically like a Deadpool suit that's like nice and slim that stays on that I put on under my clothes.
Stupid, sexy Rick.
Yeah.
So
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
So I'm gonna spend the point of willpower because I mean I might as well. So that'll be 7 die. Unless I use it to do something different. Would there be something better than just 1 die for spending my willpower?
For this specific defensive action? Not really.
Yeah,
I think so, no.
I can remove 10 again quality from an opponent's roll.
Don't know how that would work.
I don't know. I mean, if he's making an attack against me, you know.
it is an attack.
So I could remove 10 again from his attack to make any successes not turn into other successes. I think that's probably better than. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna remove his 10 again, so that he can't re-roll those. And then I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll 6 die. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh because I rolled a 9 again a minute ago, and I don't know if that's gonna mess that
Wait a
up now.
Isn't removing 10 again from risking a willpower?
Oh, it might be.
Yeah.
yeah, that's safe.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So I'll just add my 1 die.
Okay.
So simple roll, normal, and 6 die. What'd I do?
You're on
You got 1 success, bud.
you're on a chance die.
Yeah.
That's
You
weird.
should've rolled- Yeah.
I told it to roll a simple roll 6 die pool on normal. That's weird. Let me try again.
Should be 7 die, by the way, right?
Yeah, that's true too. So
Probably.
Uh,
refresh again. I don't know.
I literally did it before I rolled, just in case.
Oh,
So let me
no.
refresh again. All right.
Gotta
Sorry
love
about
roll
the
20,
roll.
guys. Just
Yeah.
gotta love roll 20.
Yeah, I didn't mind it before because it had not affected me yet. So I'll do sheet roll normal, but not select anything, and then I'll just do 7 die. Oh my god. I know how computers work. All right, 7.
You're a computer man.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Nice.
Much better.
All right.
5 successes.
It's a very nice dodge.
That is a lot of 8s and 9s there. Giggity.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge whatever the hell these are.
So, okay, I need to ask, this is gonna, it might matter here. If, let's say, I get 1 success. Obviously, it he doesn't take damage from that 1 success, but does he still take the weapon modifier as damage?
If he cancels out all the successes, then it doesn't hit.
Okay. I needed to clarify. All right.
So if you got 5 successes, you're fine.
This is why I
6
love
successes,
rolling
yeah.
dice. Sometimes they love you.
Sometimes you get 1 success on 15 dice.
Here it comes.
Sometimes they love you. Sometimes you're Victor. I don't know what to say.
Oh wow!
Uh,
Wow! Look at
So it beats me by 1, but I also have armor, a rating 2 armor. So does that affect anything?
well, the problem is it gets its weapon damage
All
bonus
these
now.
shards, all these little sparkling lights, arc up into the air at its scream and dive towards you, Rick. And that is going to be a total of 6 lethal damage, minus your
Okay,
armor. But your armor
So
is
4.
going to be sundered. Same as Victor's.
4. So those are the X's, right?
Yes.
So do I fill everything up with slashes and then go back and fill 6 X's?
No, you just do straight X's.
Okay.
Is that a wound penalty for that?
Nope. Wait, yes.
Yes!
So that thing's got a +5 damage modifier. Wow!
Oh, wait. I didn't subtract from my armor, so it's 4, not 6. So no wound penalty.
What's your armor at?
2.
Oh, he's too general. Oh, damn. Why'd you have to say that?
However, that still does not feel nice to Rick.
Grog is trying to farm beats off of your pain.
I'd be worried about him if he didn't.
Victor, you actually see a couple of those little little bright lights fly through the room. They ignore you. They very clearly have a place to be.
Yeah, I've heard some of the commotion. There's been some gunshots and other more unidentifiable sounds. And Victor will definitely take that as his cue as to where he needs to go. And will try and make his way towards that direction.
You would probably be able to get there, but not be able to do anything with your full turn being just movement.
There.
So you're essentially, you get to see the chaos. Cecil.
You see, like, Vanessa raising this thing's head
Yeah,
up.
so has Vanessa removed the creature from Claire?
Yes.
I mean, me and it are tumbling on the ground.
Then Cecil is grabbing Claire and leaving out the nearest exit. And if he has to, he will pick her up and fireman's carry. Like, if she's frozen or whatever, he's grabbing her and he's going.
All right. Nathan.
Yeah, it seems Vanessa has that all well and good. But Rick is got hit a bit, so Nathan's gonna go over there and see if he can if he needs assistance. If not, he's gonna keep the guard on the girl because she's the target. Get her out.
Yeah, Rick would just wave you on. Be like, get him out, get him out.
Going.
Rick?
I imagine Rick is probably prone because
These did not have a lot of force behind them.
I was just picturing like diving to the ground like
Oh.
you're taking cover from a grenade fire.
Okay.
Like hitting the ground and trying to avoid. I was picturing more like a shrapnel kind of effect, but was it more like a piercing?
They would definitely be more piercing.
So like they basically like formed a weird arrow and shot me.
Basically, just think of them at... They arced upwards and then they shot directly at you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm imagining magic missile.
Yeah.
That's probably the one in my head.
I'm gonna run a lot. All the running.
All right. Vanessa.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm just reveling in my kill right now.
Still,
Kill.
yeah, still holding the head up into the air.
Yeah.
On that.
Is it still screaming?
Yeah. And at
Oh.
this point, if that's your turn,
If it's still screaming, I thought it was like a death scream kind of thing. If that's the case, then I will just smash this thing in between its head, in between my hands, like a melon.
I was thinking the wall, but you went one step up.
I was gonna bash its body with its head.
No, I'm just like grabbing it and just like that in my hands.
nobody expects the headless body to deck you in the head.
Hmm?
The body,
punched me?
yeah, the body gets up and just hauls off and attempts to dent your helmet.
How much damage is that? Oh, my defense is 6, by the way.
Nobody expects a body to get up headless and punch you.
I was on top of the body, so I don't think it could get up. Remember when it crashing onto the ground? I'm on top of it. I ripped its head off. I haven't gotten off the body.
So from the ground, it swings at you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, 2 damage, you say?
It's not going to go through general.
Yeah, my this digs off the plate armor, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to rip this thing into pieces.
Victor.
Yeah. Seeing this chaos, I think Victor is just gonna hold his action and just try and make sure everyone, especially Claire, gets out of here.
You would have... Claire, Nathan, and Rick have definitely made their way out of the current corridor that Vanessa and this creature are in.
All right. In that case, I will follow with them, but I won't leave. I won't leave the building until Vanessa gets out. Victor is going to attempt to convince Vanessa to abandon the bloodshed, as difficult as that may or may not be. But he'll kind of hold back a bit, watching the rest of the team evac, and we'll just kind of shout at Vanessa like, "It's time to go, dear.
Why do you give me a persuade roll there?
We can kill it later." Yeah.
Vanessa's busy killing it now.
I don't know that you are.
Killing. It's a strong assumption. Yeah, I'll do manipulation and persuasion. Let's see. 3 successes.
I reckon she's a bit hesitant, and you can tell she's about to like start literally tearing this body limb from limb, and she's like, yeah, but she knows you're the smart one, and you know the smart things, and she's like thinking not her good time, and she'll like kind of very, very hesitantly stand up, kick the body one last time, and yeet the head down the hallway so the body can go fetch that later, and yeah, we'll leave this thing.
Are you
Make
going
the
to take
body go
one
fetch
last
the
look,
head.
Vanessa?
At what?
The body as you book it down the hallway?
Nah, I don't give a crap about it. I beat it up.
All right.
He knows who the top dog is.
I believe it has a strong opinion on that, yes.
And with that, everybody, we will see you next week. We'll be minus a couple of players, but we should still be good to go. So, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh.